Hey guys, Tim here with part 1 of our building a custom PHP MySQL forum tutorial series. In part 1 we're going to be creating the basic login functionality for our forum. As you see here we have username and password. If we do not enter any information, we're going to say invalid login information. Please return to the previous page. If we enter my username and password and hit login, it says that you are logged in as Tim Kip, and then it gives you an option to log out. So that's what we are going to be creating. The first thing we want to do is we're going to go into PHP MyAdmin and we're going to go ahead and create our table for our users, since we're going to be creating a login. So in my database forum series, I'm going to create a table called users. Forum fields is 3. I'm going to go ahead and create a field of ID. I'm going to leave it as an integer. 11 is fine. Make sure we set our index to primary and give us a auto increment. And next field is going to be username. Give it a varchar of 255, and the rest is fine. Password, same as username, varchar of 255. We're going to hit go save on the bottom, and now we have our database users right here. We're going to go insert a username and password just for testing purposes. I'm just going to put Tim Kip and my password is 123. Hit go, and if we go to browse, you can see that it gave me an ID of 1, Tim Kip, and password. So let's jump over to Dreamweaver right now, and we're going to create a new PHP file. Since we're dealing with logging in and dealing with database, the first thing we need to do is open PHP brackets at the top of the page, and we're going to start our session. Inside the body tag here, we're going to give ourselves a div with an ID of wrapper, and inside there I'm just going to put h2 tags, Tim Kip, tutorials, forum, tutorial, series, part 1. And under that we're just going to put creating the basic login functionality. And under there, this is where we're going to put our login form. So we're going to open and close PHP brackets. We're going to say if exclamation point is set. So if this is not set, we're going to say session UID, which we're going to store on our login information for our user ID. We're going to do this, and if there is a session of a user ID set, we're going to do this. So in this case, we're just going to echo out you are logged in as, and then we're going to put dot, and then we're going to put a variable name, session, username, which we will store all these session variables when we parse our login script. And then we're just going to give it a bullet here for some visual effects, and then we're going to give it a link to equal to logout parse.php, which we'll create in a bit. So if the session is not found, we need to show them a login form. So we're going to say echo. I'm going to open up a forum element here. Give it an action equal to login underscore parse.php, and a method equal to post. And under that we're going to put username with an input type equal to text, a name of username, give it a space here. Next thing we need is a password, input type equals password with the name of password as well. And then we're going to need a submit button, and input type equals submit. I'm going to say name of submit, value equal to log in. going to go ahead and save that. We're going to save our page as index.php. Go ahead and test this out. And as you can see here, we have TimKip Tutorials, Form Server Part 1, username, password. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and give us the styling that we need. Okay, we are back, and I've just added some style to make our wrapper div center on the page. So what I did was I just linked in a style sheet right here inside of our head tag, and file name I chose was style.css, and inside I put # wrapper for this wrapper right here that is containing everything, and we just said margin left and right of auto and a width of 800. So that's all I did. Okay, the next thing we need to do is we need to create a new PHP file, and what we need to create is our MySQL database connection file. So we're going to declare some variables. Host equals variable name user name, then we have password, and we have DB short for database. I'm going to go down, say MySQL_connect, and type in our host variable, username, and password. And then after the parentheses, we're going to say or die MySQL error. And after that, we're going to type in MySQL select_db, and then we're going to put db right here for database. Let's go ahead and fill these in. My host is localhost. My username is just root. I do not have a password, and the database I'm connecting to is forum series, which I had already created. I'm going to go ahead and save this file as connect.php. Now, since we have this already set up and ready to go, let's go ahead and create our login script. Create a new PHP file. Open and close PHP brackets. Inside there, the first thing we want to do is start our session. And after that, we need to include the file we just created, which was connect.php. This will make sure we have access to our database so we can draw out our username and information. So we're going to say if is set post of username. We're going to do this. And this username post we're getting from our index page on the login form right here, name of username. So if it is set, we're going to do this. We're going to declare some variables here. Username equals the post information of username. Our password is equal to the post of password. And then we're going to run our SQL statement here. Select all from users where username, I could type, is equal to open and close single quotes. Inside of those we're going to do 2 double quotes, and inside of the double quotes we're going to put periods. And inside the periods we're going to put our variable name. Some people just like to put the variable right inside the string, but I prefer doing it this way. And then we're also going to say and password is equal to single quote, double quote, periods again, password. And then right before the ending quote here we're going to put limit of 1. And then we need to run our query, so we're going to go result equals MySQL_query of our query variable, SQL, or die MySQL error. I'm going to just do a quick check to see if it returned any results. We're going to say if MySQL num rows of our result is equal to 1, that means only 1 is returned. We're going to do this, or else we're going to echo out this. We're going to say echo invalid login information. Please return to the previous page. And then if it does exist, that means we do have a match. We're going to say $row equals MySQL_fetch_assoc of our result. that will make us or allow us to draw out the variable or our information from our database. So we're going to assign some variables. We're going to say underscore session. This will make us assign a session variable of UID, and we're going to put equal to row, and then inside of there we're going to put username, and then we're going to assign another session variable of username equal to $row, username, and I made a mistake. This is supposed to be ID. And we're gonna, if it is logged in, we're going to log them in, and we're going to say location index.php because this is where we want them to go back to when they're done. We're just going to exit the script here, and we're also going to add an exit right here. We're going to save it as login underscore parse.php. Now, since we've already entered some information into our database, let's run our index page. We should get a login screen. Username, password. We're going to hit login. Oh, we have an error. Unstructured T variable on line 14. Let's go see what that is. So on line 14 of our login form, oh, I forgot an equal sign. I'm going to save this again. I'm going to refresh the page. It says invalid login information. Please return to the previous page. Return. Username, we're going to enter my user information, which is timkip, password of 123. Login, it shows us back here as login as timkip. Now let's create our logout script. It's very simple. Create a new PHP document, and all you need to do, open your PHP blocks. Inside there we're going to start our session, and then right under that we're just going to put session underscore destroy. I can spell destroy. And then we'll send them back using a header to index.php. Save this as logout underscore parse.php. We're going to refresh this page. We have our logout script right here. Click it and it returns us back, gives us a login information right there. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. This will wrap up part 1 of creating our basic login functionality. As you can see here, just to cover what we just went over, we have our username and password. If we log in with nothing or it's invalid, we hit invalid login information, please return to the previous page. And if we enter in the correct password and username, hit login, it directs us back to this page, and it says now you are logged in as timkip, and you can now log out. So join me in part 2, and we'll start getting into the form display of how to create the categories inside of the database and display them on the screen for the users. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Visit my website right here, www.timkiptutorials.com. We have more video tutorials here. I have a webmaster forums here if you'd like to become involved. So that's it. Hope you enjoy. See you in part 2.